Hi, I'm here today with Kevin Duffy, CEO of SDL Structured Content Technologies Division, and Howard Schwartz, Vice President of Content Technologies. On Monday, April 19th, SDL announced the first release of the company's end-to-end dynamic publishing technology for technical documentation. Howard, can you tell us more about what you're announcing with this release?
We're very excited about this release. It's really a first step in delivering on our vision of an end-to-end solution for delivering dynamic, interactive, personalized technical publications and technical information. You have to realize that things have been changing. The expectations of consumers of information have been changing because of the internet, because of smartphones, because of new devices, mobile devices, and so forth. Consumers of information are really looking for a new experience. And if you think about your experience buying a printer, needing to change an ink cartridge, buying a new mobile phone or a Bluetooth earpiece and trying to get them synchronized, you go to the internet or your mobile phone and you try to find that technical information. Up until really a platform such as this, companies have really not been able to deliver that information dynamically, keep it up to date, and personalized for the content consumer. So what we're doing here is really delivering a way that empowers global companies to deliver this rich technical information. It's personalized, it's dynamic, and it's really delivered over the phone or to the mobile device to the end content consumer. We've done this by integrating SDL Trisoft, one of our products, which is focused on DITA and our component content management technology, with SDL LiveContent, which is our dynamic publishing platform for technical publications.
Okay. So you mentioned the word DITA. Can you remind the audience what DITA stands for and how it's used by technical publications groups?
Yeah, let me backtrack here to set the stage. The barriers really to delivering technical publications that have been dynamic have been the way that organizations have been producing technical information. Up until very recently, they've been producing big blocks of information that are in chapters or books. That information is really bound to a context. It's very difficult to share across the organization. And as a result, organizations are having a difficult time getting it out to the website, keeping it synchronized, keeping it up to date. What structured content allows you to do is to write that information in smaller units or topics that can be more easily shared across the organization. And DITA is the standard that allows organizations to structure that information. It's an acronym for Darwin Information Typing Architecture, and it's an open standard supported by the Open Standards Organization. And it's really the standard that's being adopted by technical publication organizations. And this is really the platform that's enabling dynamic publishing.
Okay, terrific. Thank you. Kevin, the term dynamic publishing has been around for a while now. So what makes this release different?
Well, I think as Howard mentioned, since people have been putting content out in print publications or PDF or web form, it's been referred to as dynamic publishing, people trying to get information out to multiple channels in a more immediate, accurate, up-to-date format. But it's been largely focused really on taking traditional documentation, delivering it in multiple channels, and it's been very much focused on a push direction out to the consumer. What we're doing is really changing that paradigm and going to the next generation of dynamic publishing. And to do that, we're adding levels of interactivity. So first of all, we want this to be a closed-loop, bi-directional type of experience so that the consumer is getting better access to the information, but they're also able to provide better feedback about the accuracy, quality, what was easy to use, what was difficult to use, back to the content creators. And that will make for a much better process over time. In addition to this user-driven feedback, we also have analytics built into the LiveContent product that will be tracking what content's being read, what's not being read, how are the searches, are they successful, does someone search a second and third time after a given search? That's a sign that maybe there's something wrong with the linking in the data and that could be improved. So we think these analytics and metrics will be very helpful to both the consumer and the content creator. The third is we're empowering the content consumer to really set the context themselves. So in Howard's example, give me the printer that is the exact one that I bought and the real print cartridge that I've got in my hand. Don't make me look through 5 chapters about if you have model X, Y, or Z. So we're letting the user define the context. Even things about their skill level. If you've never replaced a cartridge or a SIM card before, you might need more steps and guidance in the procedure than someone that's done it and is just replacing a phone and has done it many times before. So skill set might be another context that a user can set. And even language, being able to change the language on the fly to your native language, say from English to German. German, or French, and having the application and the content reconfigure itself on the fly dynamically to your native language.
Okay. So who will benefit the most from this integration of DITA and dynamic publishing?
Well, clearly we want the user experience, the consumers of the information, to find the information more easily, more navigable, more accurate. But I think the real benefit is the enterprise. There have been studies done that prove that if a user is working with the exact same product, if the documentation is deemed to be complex, hard to understand, difficult to use, that translates directly to a poor experience with the company's product. So the companies, if they're not delivering accurate, timely information, or the users are getting frustrated with the technical content, they're going to have a bad experience with that product, and that could cause you to lose a customer or lose a referral. So the flip side of that, if the documentation is easy to use, easy to navigate, people have a good experience with it, it translates directly to a positive experience with the products, and that helps drive an enterprise revenues and business growth.
Okay, terrific. Howard, this last question is for you. What's the business value behind this next generation of dynamic publishing?
Yeah, well, picking up what Kevin said, he already pointed to the business value. There's both cost savings as well as upside revenue. We know that acquiring a new customer is much more costly to an organization than retaining a customer. And so the quality of the documentation affects that. People come into the product returns are often based on people not being able to figure out how to use the product, or customers coming to the website, they can't find the right information, or we hear from multiple organizations that customers are complaining that they find inconsistent information on the website. They don't know which one's relevant or it's not relevant to them. So happy customers leads to repeat buyers, which drives down the cost of sales. In addition, the customer who's coming in looking for information, if they can't find it, they pick up the phone. That becomes a $4 to $60 call center cost. Those are huge costs to the organization that can be driven down significantly. In addition, we know that the ability to track what information customers are consuming will allow us to reduce the amount of content that's being created, reduce the amount of localization, so it also cut costs with unnecessary information, or allow an organization to produce more high-value information that's relevant to customers that they can't produce today. So overall, the enterprise is going to significantly benefit, and this is going to become one key part of the next generation web architecture.
Okay. All right, Kevin and Howard, thank you both so very much for your time today and for sharing with us some of the details behind this announcement about an end-to-end dynamic publishing solution for DITA.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.